It is the end of 2025. I read 60 books this year, and we're going to put every single one into a tier list. Because there are 60 books, this video could be unreasonably long if I talked about them, so I'm going to be pretty brief. And I'm not going to go in order, because for some reason this did not put them in the order that I designated. So, I'm going to start. The one I remember starting the year with it's this one. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I love this book. And where's the sequel? Here it is. Yes. I loved it. It reminded me of reading like Six of Crows, Leigh Bardugo, but with adult characters. So I was really into those. Then what else did I read? Well, since I mentioned Leigh Bardugo, these are right here. So, Shadow and Bone and Siege and Storm are A tier. And then Rune and Rising is B tier. It's still good, but like it's not as strong as the other books. Oh, I also read Backyard Bird Chronicles last January. That one was good. That one was a B. There are very few nonfiction I'm gonna rank higher than a B, I'll be completely honest. I also read, where is that? Where's Bleak House? I read Bleak House in January, and that was a choice on my part. Is it this? I think, yeah, we're gonna put you down there, Charles Dickens. It's so long. It's like 1,000 pages. Okay, I'm gonna do the Gideon the Ninth books real quick. Where are they? Here they are, okay. So, let's see. Gideon the Ninth, A tier. Nona the Ninth, also A tier. And then Harrow's gonna get our first S tier. God. Those books are just so... You either love them or you hate them. I feel like there's no in-between. And I absolutely understand if people don't like this series, and especially Harrow the Ninth, if they find that book just convoluted and confusing. But oh my god. Oh my god. I'm never gonna get the feeling back that I had reading that book. Let's see. I'm trying to pick out the ones that I did when I had my Kindle Unlimited. These three, I think. Credence. No, I'll give it a D. I'll give it a D. There are a lot of things I can forgive. That book. Dowry of Blood. I'll do C for that one. It was good, but like I completely lost interest by the end of it. I was just over it. Eyes are the best part. I'll give that a C too. That one started really strong and then didn't really go anywhere. Sclewfoot, that's a B. That one was really good, but it took me a while to get into it. I should be going in the order that this is. I don't know why I'm not. Heartless Hunter gets a D. I hated that book. I just got to the end of it and was like, well, that might as well have happened. And here it is. I think that's the last of my Kindle Unlimited, Tempest of Tea. Tempest of Tea, my main complaint with that one was it was trying really hard to be Six of Crows. And so instead of becoming its own thing, you just kind of compared it to Six of Crows. And here's the thing, no book is ever going to be Six of Crows. Like, that was just once in a lifetime experience to read Six of Crows, and so you have to build on that. You can't just do the same thing. So that was my complaint with that one. Okay, I'm just gonna go in order now. All in Her Head, I'm gonna do B. It was very good, and I'm very happy I read it, but again, that's just kind of how I rank nonfiction. Americana, one of the best literary fictions I've ever read. I'm so happy I read that book. 10 out of 10 recommend. It's gorgeous. Anatomy of a Disappearance. I don't really remember what happens in that book, and I only read it in July. I'll give it a C. It was good, but I don't really remember what was good about it. Annie Bot's also gonna get a C. Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. Where do I want to put? I guess I'll put that in B, because I did really like it, but I also have unfortunately read her other work and I keep comparing it. I need to leave the romances for the end. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Alright, do I have any other series in here that I can do real quick? I do, I have The Assistant to the Villain. Okay. I'm gonna give both of those an A. I love those books. They're so fun, and they know exactly what they are, and they do it so well. Like, that is one of the few romanticises that actually has, like, a pretty good split between the romance and the fantasy. I feel like most of the time you have to pick one, and that book is not picking either of them, and it's succeeding somehow. So, I love that book. I was just absolutely just so into it. Crier's War. Where do I want to put those books? I'll give those a C. They were pretty, like, basic YA fiction. The plot was really, really weirdly done, but the main characters had good chemistry, so I guess it's fine. Okay. Freshwater. So here's the thing about Freshwater. It was very good. It was also autofiction, and I hate autofiction. So if you like autofiction, please read it. It is very beautifully written, but I'm giving it a D. I feel bad about it, but I'm giving it a D. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I'll give that an A. That was a really well done book, but it was also really intense. And I kind of guessed the plot by the end. Or I guessed the plot twist, which isn't saying a whole lot, but yeah, that's not one I can, like, casually read again. I'm gonna skip the Goldfinch. I don't know what to do with that one. Awful Archives. Yeah, we're gonna put that one there in B. That one's about conspiracy theories and how evidence is constructed. Was very good. If you're interested in that, I recommend reading that. It's not too long. It's about 200 pages. Oh. Berry Pickers. That one was beautiful. I'm gonna leave these for now. I'm not sure what to do about them. Comfort Me with Apples, I'm gonna put in B too. It was very good, but it was very, very short. I think it was less than 100 pages. So, like, I had a good time while I was reading it, but I can't really remember what happens in it. Cat Who Saved Books. That one was fun. I'll put that here. It was short and sweet. The Meaning of a Library, Cultural History, I'm gonna put in D, just because it was a little bit too textbook. Like, it was kind of a pain to get through. The Bookshop by Evan Friss. That one was actually really good. I'll put that up at B. The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. F. Absolutely not. That book made me so mad. And honestly, I don't think I would have hated it as much if the main character hadn't been insufferable. The main character was a total pick-me. I could not stand her. The Message. That one's good. I'll give that a C, because I just didn't like it as much as, like, All in Her Head or Awful Archives or The Bookshop. but it was still very good. Twilight, D, I guess. Ooh, Vicious and Vengeful. Where do I want to put those? I think I'll put Vicious up here in S. Because that's an incredibly fast-paced book, and it was constructed so well. Then I put Vengeful. Do I want to put it here? I'll put it here. The only reason I want to put it here is because there's a third book supposed to come out, and a lot of the issues I have are just, if I like really look at them, it's just because the third book hasn't come out, and I have so many questions. Hood Feminism. I'll put it in C. It was also very good, but I don't know, I was expecting something different from it, which I guess is partially my fault. Okay, Wicked. Yuck. Disgusting. Okay, The Dutch House. I just read this, so it's very fresh in my mind. I'll put it here. It was good, but I kind of got to the end of it and I was like, okay, that might as well have happened. Whatever. Men Who Hate Women. That's a really good one. I'll come back to that one. That is a really, really good book, but it is also very scary, so I don't know what I want to give it. I know what I want to give Thorn, though. Boop. This seems to be the YA fantasy column, because Tempest of Tea, Crier's War, Thorn. And then there are only a couple that are worse than that. Did I put anything better up here? No. Just Shadow and Bone. Little Women. S tier. Perfect. Okay, Princess Bride. I think I'm gonna put up for A. It is very good, but it is also like, you knew it would be good. This book is gay. I'll put that in C. It was fine. Diary of Frida Kahlo. I'll put here. Because it was good. But again, like, it's nonfiction. Nonfiction is never ever going to make me feel the way that fiction and fantasy make me feel. Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. S tier. That book is so fun. I had a delightful time reading that. Language of Dragons. I think that's also going to go in C. It was the language system, the echolocation was really cool, but like the romance just annoyed me. Goldfinch, I think I am going to put in C. Because it was really good, but it made me angrier reading it than I enjoyed. I don't typically like reading books that make me feel angry. Okay, Men Who Hate Women, I think I'm gonna put it in B. I think I'm gonna put that and Let This Radicalize You in B, and then I'm putting Sweetgrass in A. Because like these two are very good, and I have been thinking about them all year. But Braiding Sweetgrass I read back in February, and I still have conversations about it with my mom, so I think that's better. I think that's a sign. Okay. Bury Our Bones. What do I want to do with that one? I think that's an A. It was very good, but it's nowhere near. It's not my favorite by her. especially like comparing the way that Vicious is structured to the way that Bury Our Bones is. Just, she could have done a lot more with it than she did, which is fine, you know, but I was expecting a little bit more. Okay, My Year of Rest and Relaxation. Okay, I think I'm gonna put that in A because I did really like that one, and it did not overstay its welcome. It was like the perfect length. And then is that, it's impossible to see. I think that one is Confessions of an English Opium Eater by Thomas De Quincey, maybe? Which, y'all can tell where my research focus is, right? Based on some of the things I read this year. That one, I think I'll put that in C, because that one was really interesting. And I did like it more than Bleak House. But Bleak House isn't an F. Like, and then I think I'll put this one in D. So it was very good and very helpful, but it did take a lot to get through. Okay, and then I have the romance books. I really don't know what to do about these. Because it's like I'm looking and I'm like, these up here in the S tier, they changed my life. In A, I had a great time reading them. B, they were good, but maybe I wouldn't pick them up again if I had something else. C, yeah, worth reading. D, didn't like them. F, waste of my time. So, like, the romance books have to be somewhere in here, because I enjoyed reading every single one of them. But there was not a thought going through my head. I do not think anything when I read romance books. My favorite of these four right here, I think Friendship Study and Twisted Love. I'll put those in A. I'll put Friendship Study in A. Friendship Study was very good. I'll put that in A, and then I'll put Deep End and Twisted Games in B. Because they were both very good, but I just kind of got to the end of them and I was like, well, that was a book. I could not tell you a single thing that happened in any of those four books I just ranked. Alright, so that's our list. That's all of our 60 books. I did read a few other things, but these are the ones that made it on my Fable. And the ones that made it on my Fable are the ones that were worth looking up. So, S tier, Harrow the Ninth, Americana, Vicious, Little Women, and Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. 3 fantasy, or I guess Vicious is kind of sci-fi. 3 fantasy, 2 literary fiction. And then A, One Dark Window, 2 Twisted Crowns, Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, Gideon the Ninth, Nona the Ninth, Assistant to the Villain, Apprentice to the Villain, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The Berry Pickers, Vengeful, Princess Bride, Braiding Sweetgrass, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, My Year of Rest and Relaxation, The Friendship Study, and Twisted Love. So a lot of fantasy, 1 crime thriller, 1 nonfiction, and then a few literary fictions. And a couple romances. So, which honestly, that pretty much explains my taste very, very well. I think my most read genres are literary fiction and sci-fi and fantasy. Then B, we have Ruin and Rising, The Backyard Bird Chronicles, Slewfoot, All in Her Head, Dark Places, Awful Archives, Comfort Me with Apples, The Cat Who Saved Books, The Bookshop, The Dutch House, The Diary of Frida Kahlo, Men Who Hate Women, Let This Radicalize You, Deep End, Twisted Games. So mostly nonfiction, actually. With a couple of fantasies, a couple of literary fictions. And C, the YA, the YA belt. Dowry of Blood, The Eyes Are the Best Part, Tempest of Tea, Anatomy of a Disappearance, Annibot, Crier's War, Ironheart, The Message, Hood Feminism, Thorn, This Book is Gay, A Language of Dragons, The Goldfinch, Confessions of an English Opium Eater. So, yeah, a bunch of YA again. And then D, Bleak House, Credence, Heartless Hunter, Freshwater, The Meaning of the Library, Twilight, and Romanticism and Gender. And then in F, The Boyfriend and Wicked. So, I think, do I want to make any changes? I am trying to compare all of them in my head, and I am having a hard time remembering what some of them are about. No, I think that's fine. Anyway, if you want to know more about what these books are about, because this was very, very rapid fire, because I watched Gab Smulders do this last year, and her video was about 2 hours, and I cannot make even an hour-long video doing this. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't have it in me. This is what you get. If you're interested in what more of these are about, there's a playlist, and it has all of my reading recaps at the end of each month. So basically May through November, there's a video. And most of these are on there. It's really my January through April, and then the last 3 books I've read. Not even that, actually. The only 2 books I've read that I haven't talked about on this channel in December are Confessions of an English Opium Eater and The Dutch House. Honestly, if you've been interested in any of these books, most of them I would recommend reading. The only ones I wouldn't are those in the F tier. Like, maybe even some in the D tier. Like, really just Bleak House, The Meaning of the Library, and Romanticism and Gender. Unless you have a specific reason for wanting to read those, I wouldn't. Credence, I hope you enjoy it. I could not suspend, because here's the thing. Here's the thing about Credence. That's an age gap romance. I cannot suspend my disbelief with that one. And then Wicked made me so angry, and not even for real reasons like The Goldfinch did. And then The Boyfriend, I just felt tricked, because it felt like she set up a really good mystery, and I kind of thought I had solved it, and then she flipped it, and the real answer was like the most stereotypical plot twist in existence. So I was like, okay, cool. So those 2 I wouldn't really recommend, and then those 3 I mentioned, but honestly, any of these others have something for you. These S tier books are very close to my heart, and I had a really good time reading them, but I think like any book that can elicit that is not going to be for everyone. So honestly, A and B, probably some good recs in there. C, also some good recs. So do with this information what you will. And, you know, hopefully you'll find something new to read for the new year. Next week, we're going to plan out my TBR for 2026. So I have a lot of books up here that I need to read, so we're going to go through them together. So stay tuned for that, and, you know, let me know how your reading goal went this year. Let me know what you read. Let me know if you also read any of these this year, and you're welcome to argue about my ratings in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next year. I'll see you guys next year.